Starkville, there is no place like home. If you ever doubt that, always think back to the last 3 weeks of Mississippi State football. The last 3 weeks have seen the Bulldogs host 3 different opponents, including a pair of top 25 foes. The end result: MSU has a 3-game winning streak over the course of which the Dogs outscored the opposition 127-55. Dominant, consistent, but nowhere near satisfied. Perhaps those 3 things best sum up the recent trio of games at Davis-Wade Stadium, where MSU wrapped 3 solid weeks in maroon and white and made a resounding national statement that head coach Mike Leach's Bulldogs have a whole lot of bite. Now you might be wondering how this group got to this point where they're racking up the wins and rising in the national polls, considering it wasn't all that long ago, down that LSU-when State was dealt a disappointing blow. No one needs reminding of what happened in Baton Rouge when MSU suffered its lone loss of the season, but part of this squad's makeup was revealed in the final seconds of that game. MSU quarterback Will Rogers walked along the bench on the sideline down in Death Valley when the contest was decided, and all that was left to do was to wait for the remaining time to run out. Rogers spoke to each of his offensive linemen and every other teammate on his path. In the darkest moment of the year, Rogers was a shining light. Rogers recalled the moment on Saturday shortly after leading State to its 40-17 win over Arkansas. Said Rogers of his message that night in Louisiana, "I told the guys, told the offensive line, that LSU game is over. This has got to light a fire under us, and I think it did. All State has done since then is win, and win convincingly." The Dogs topped Bowling Green 45-14. They beat then number 17 Texas A&M 42-24. Then came the triumph over the ranked Razorbacks. Do the math, and the average final score the last 3 weeks is 42-18 in favor of Mississippi State. In all 3 games, MSU got itself a 2-score lead in the first half and maintained it, or increased it, the rest of the way. The LSU loss might have destroyed some teams. It somehow made Mississippi State stronger. Rogers thinks he knows why. "I think we're a mature team now," Rogers said. "I think the past 2 years, we were considered a young team. A young team might come in here and drop a game at home still thinking about what happened at LSU or something like that. These past 3 games, the home stretch has been really good." In another sign of maturity, Rogers adds, "But we still have a lot to work on."